Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to switch over to a new conversion, decimal to fraction and decimal to percent. Remember, yesterday we had fraction to decimal and fraction to percent, and now we're shifting gears. First one is decimal to fraction. Very easy rule to remember for this one. All you need to do when going from a decimal to a fraction is read the decimal with place value. Read the decimal with place value. So, for example, on number 1, instead of reading it as 0.23, we read it as 23 hundredths. Because the last number is in the hundredths place, that becomes our denominator. We write 23 hundredths, or 23 over 100. Okay, so again, very simple decimal to fraction. Read the decimal using place value. Number 2, the 8 is in the tenths place, so we're going to read this as 8 tenths. Now we know that that reduces down because 2 goes into 8 and 10. So the final answer, there's our 2's inside of our bubbles. Our final answer is 4/5 because we should always put answers in simplest form. The last one, 101, 0.101, 0.101. You don't say it that way. You say it as 101 1/1000ths because this last number is in the thousands place. That doesn't reduce any further. So your final answer is 101 1/1000ths. So decimal to fraction, read the decimal with place value. Decimal to percent arguably could be even easier than going from a decimal to a fraction. In this situation, you only have to remember to move the decimal to the right 2 places and add percent sign. So, number 4, 23 hundredths. We're writing it as percent. We're moving the decimal point over 1, 2 places. It now becomes 23%. And remember from yesterday, the equivalent of moving the decimal point 2 places to the right is multiplying by 100. Okay, so you either need to remember multiply by 100 when going from a decimal to a percent, or just move the decimal point 2 places to the right. There are some tricky ones here. So when you have a number like 0.8, which you say as 8 tenths, you are going to move the decimal point 1 and then a second place. But there is no number in this spot right here, so you just insert a 0. Okay, so 0.8 becomes 80%. Okay. Number 6 is a very similar one to number 5. It is 1/10. I can say 0.1, you can't. It is 1/10, so we're going to move the decimal point 1, 2 places to the right, fill in your 0 there, and it becomes 10%. Okay, number 7 is the exact same problem as 0.1, but this time I already have the 0 there. So we're going to move the decimal point 1, 2 places, and 0.10 is also 10%, because remember up here on number 6, 0.1, we can add as many zeros as we want after that. Okay, and then the trickiest one for most of us is one like number 8, 0.09. We're going to move the decimal point 1, 2 places to the right, and we now have 9%. You could actually write it as that if you want, okay, but you don't necessarily have to have the 0 there. So again, to go from a decimal to a percent, move the decimal point 2 places to the right and add a percent sign. And then up here, when we did decimal to fraction, you read the decimal as a fraction. You read the decimal using place value to get your fraction. Good luck.